Okay, let's jump right in. When you bring new people onto a project, that first welcome, it's not just some HR checkbox. It's a full-on strategy that can literally make or break your entire project. So today, we're going to break down the playbook for getting your project teams hitting the ground running from day one. But first, let's get a dose of reality. Get this, according to Gallup, only 12%, that's barely 1 out of every 10 people, feel like their company actually does a good job with onboarding. This isn't just a small problem, it's a huge systemic failure that's leaving most new team members feeling totally lost. But here's the flip side, and this is where it gets exciting. The opportunity here is massive. Research shows that if you get your onboarding process right, you can boost a new hire's productivity by over 70%. Think about that. That's the difference between a team that's just crawling along and a team that is absolutely flying. Now, when we talk about short-term projects, the pressure is cranked up to 11. There's no 6-month grace period for people to get comfortable. You need them contributing and contributing value almost immediately. That makes that initial welcome incredibly high stakes. And this is where you really see the ripple effect. A good onboarding process? Bam! You're looking at a 62% boost in productivity. A bad one? Well, that's a major reason up to 20% of people leave in the first 45 days. But it doesn't stop there. A positive start gives people confidence. And let's be real, in today's gig economy, contractors and freelancers talk. Their experience directly shapes your brand, making it either way easier or way harder to get top talent next time. But let's be honest, getting temporary team members up to speed isn't simple. It comes with its own unique set of roadblocks that can trip up even the best managers. So let's really dig into what those challenges are. At the very heart of it all is this classic dilemma. On one side, you have information overload. You hand them that dictionary-sized manual and their eyes just glaze over. They tune out and critical details get lost. But on the other side, you have information omission, which is basically like telling someone to start a road trip without a map. Both paths, they lead straight to confusion, rework, and really costly mistakes. I absolutely love this way of thinking about it. You don't serve a project, hire the entire overwhelming corporate buffet. No. You give them tapas, small, perfectly portioned plates of exactly what they need to know to be successful right now. It's such a brilliant shift in mindset. And on top of that core dilemma, you're also wrestling with other major hurdles. You're constantly battling the clock. You're trying to make sure new folks understand the big picture, not just their one little task. You're balancing the need for speed with super important security controls. And what if you need to onboard 20 people at once? Yeah. Without a solid process, that's just pure chaos. So yeah, that's the minefield you're walking through. The real question is, how do you navigate all of these roadblocks and actually build a process that works? One that sets your team up to win from the moment they walk in the door. Okay, let's get into the good stuff, the playbook. This is where we shift from the problems to the solutions, the concrete, actionable things you can do to create a powerful onboarding experience that drives immediate impact. And listen up, because this is key. It all starts before day one. This is absolutely non-negotiable. Get their accounts, their laptop, their key documents ready to go in advance. That way they're focused on the actual work, not chasing down IT for a password reset. And just as important, prep your team. Make sure they know who's coming and are ready to give a warm, organized welcome. Now, you might be wondering, how much time should this all take? Here's a fantastic rule of thumb, the 10% rule. So if someone's on a 4-week project, you'd spend about 2 days on focused onboarding. A 1-week gig, maybe just half a day. It's a simple way to scale the effort so it makes sense for the project. One of the biggest reasons projects go off the rails is simple confusion over who does what. The RACI matrix is a simple, but incredibly powerful tool to fix this. It makes it crystal clear who is responsible for doing the work, who is accountable for making sure it gets done right, and who just needs to be consulted or informed along the way. Let's look at a quick example to see how it works. For a report launch, the data analyst is responsible for gathering the data. But see here, the project manager is ultimately accountable. The designer is responsible for creating the visuals. Handing a chart like this to a new hire on day one, it gives them instant clarity and stops tasks from ever falling through the cracks. It's a game changer. So beyond just defining roles, you need to get them integrated into the team fast. Assign them a buddy, a friendly face for all those small questions they might be afraid to ask. Create a central knowledge hub, like a single source of truth for all project info. Use short microlearning videos for tool training instead of long, boring sessions. And finally, get them in your team rituals, your daily stand-ups, your Slack channels, from the absolute get-go. Make them feel like part of the team, because they are. And remember, onboarding is not a one-and-done event. It's a process. A quick check-in after a day or two can solve huge problems before they even start. A week one review makes sure they're on the right track, and asking for feedback mid-project and at the end is how you make your process even better for the next person.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. What are the foundational pillars you need to build a truly winning rapid onboarding process?
It really boils down to these 4 pillars. First, be intentional. Plan it out. Second, provide focus and clarity. Cut through all the noise. Third, create a culture of support and inclusion from minute 1. And finally, number 4, balance that need for speed with vigilance. Move fast, but never, ever cut corners on security. And that right there is the essence of it all. The absolute best onboarding finds that perfect sweet spot between moving quickly and being diligent, getting people productive right away, while making sure all the important controls stay locked down. So I'll leave you with this one final question to really think about. When you look at your own team, your own projects, is your onboarding process a strategic asset that's driving your success? Or is it just an afterthought that's costing you way more than you realize?